Morning. So if you will have seen, if you watched the last video, I'm heading out now to do the Tour de Broads. This is a 75-mile route out of just west of Norwich. So I'm currently driving out towards Norfolk at the moment. It's going to take me a little while to get there. So this is, hopefully it'll be a good route. I've never done any cycling in Norwich. I looked at the profile and it is, as I kind of expected, and probably pretty similar to out here. It's pretty flat, so I'm not expecting any sort of serious gradients to get up. There might be a few short little bumps, but nothing too sinister. It's a beautiful day. You probably can't see it, but the sun's just coming up over there. It's just gone 6 in the morning, so it's an early start. It's a Sunday morning. It's a bit too early for me at the moment because I was actually on nights yesterday, so I finished nights 7 o'clock yesterday morning, and I've done that kind of night shift turnaround. So I felt like I slept all right last night, but I am pretty tired still this morning. So, but I've got my kind of iced coffee. I've got my sandwiches there to eat on the way, so it should be okay by the time I get there. So it's going to be probably about an hour and a half drive to get there. So I'm going to take a leisurely drive, park up, and then I will speak to you when I'm there. So looking forward to this one. I'm glad the weather has sort of settled down a little bit, and certainly it doesn't seem that windy, which is really good because it's been blowing a gale again all week. And even yesterday, the wind last night was getting up. It was getting quite windy yesterday evening, which was a bit of a worry, because kind of going out on these flat roads, it's like going out on these flat roads when it is windy. It's it's not too good, certainly with a headwind. So hopefully the wind will stay away today and we'll have a good ride. As I say, I can't really explain the route too much because I don't really know Norfolk that well. I know it goes sort of just west. It starts in a little village called Little Plumstead, and it goes out west, heads out towards the coast, and then it cuts up the coast for about 10 miles. It goes up to Haysborough, which I do know because I've been to. It's got an amazing lighthouse there. So it follows the coast there, and then it cuts in and kind of meanders through the Broads. I think it passes quite a few wind pumps or windmills. So it should be quite a picturesque one. So hopefully I'll get some good film as well, good video, and you'll enjoy this one. So I will concentrate on the driving because, say, I need to don't really need to go that way. I need to go this way. So I do need to concentrate on the driving. Kind of got into autopilot there, but I'm going this way because Norwich is down here. So yeah, I will speak to you when I'm at the venue. When I've found the venue, I'll speak to you then. And yeah, so hope you enjoy this one, but I'll speak to you before you get on the bike anyway, so before we get on the bike. So I'll see you in a bit. See you in a bit. So I've arrived at the event. Well, I've arrived at the car park, the field that we're parking in. I'll just get parked up, and I don't know if I need to register for this one because I've kind of got all the gear through in the post. So I don't know if I have to sign on because I've got the wristband, I've got the number which I've already put on the bike. So I'm pretty sure I don't have to do anything for this, but I do need to go and have a wee because I've been sat in the car for an hour and 3/4 and I've drunk that iced coffee, so it's gone straight through me. So I really do need to have a wee before I get on the bike. So I will get parked up. It's looking actually really busy, which is a good sign because I think this is quite a popular sportive. but I'll get parked up. I will go and find the facilities and use the facilities, and then I'll get you on the bike and we'll get cracking on with it. So I'll see you in a bit. See you in a bit.
About to see another 400 or so if you're doing the 100. I think that felt like that, putting them out. They're all out there. We've also got some big course split signs and the drink stop signs. Homemade flapjacks by Nelson's Journey and a cup of tea made by our team. When you get back, we've got brilliant medals and we've got a bottle of Adnams. And your picture over there. What more could you want other than an anniversary jersey like this? Right, come on into the next group. Let me just run through a couple of things. Here are your route signs. Please ignore any other colour signs you see, they're not ours. The route's being checked right now by our team, so we know all is well with that. The course splits, for those of you doing different rides, are big signs there, and you'll also see some drink stop ahead. Please stop for a drink. It's all laid on by our team with some beautiful homemade flapjacks by Nelson's Journey. So when you get back, it's medal time, beer time, photograph over there time, and time just enough to buy one of these lovely extra small jerseys. Doesn't it fit well? So have a lovely day, everyone. We hope you have a fantastic ride. Please be aware of the farm machinery during harvest and maybe a little gravel that's been washed on recently. Other than that, have a lovely day. Enjoy yourselves.
So I'm obviously out rolling at the moment, less than 2 miles in, so I'm not going to say how easy it's been. It has been very easy so far, but still got another 73 miles to go. So, but as you can see, it's a beautiful day. It's pretty breezy at the moment, which I'm hoping it's not going to get too windy. It's not forecast to be. And as I said in the car, or I think I said in the car, this route kind of, although it's a circular route, it kind of meanders when it comes into the Broads. So hopefully, looking at the wind direction and the bulk of the direction on the route, we should have a tailwind or a crosswind. Right. So yeah, I'll spin you around and enjoy the route. Enjoy this one, and I'll speak to you a bit later. I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you in a bit. Really well at the moment. 24 miles in. It's actually been on some really pretty good roads. There's a lot, they must have had a lot of rain. I think like everybody, they've had a lot of rain recently, because there's a lot of kind of silty, gravelly stuff on some of the corners, so I'm being quite cautious going around there, because I can imagine they're going to be quite slippery. but it's a beautiful day. As I said earlier, there is a slight breeze, but nothing too troubling, and certainly nothing like the kind of wind conditions I have been out in the last few times. So but yeah, really enjoying it so far. So I'll spin you round. We should be hitting the coast soon. I don't think I'm actually going to see the sea, but we are pretty close to the coast. I think Yarmouth's kind of that way. I don't really know this part of Norfolk. I know North Norfolk fairly well, but I think Yarmouth's that way. And Caister, is it Caister? I've heard of it. It's down this way. We're heading up that way and then back that way. So, but I'll spin you around and I'll catch you in a bit. I'll see you in a bit. See you in a bit. So I think this is the closest to the coast I'm going to get. The sea, if you can just see me, you can obviously see me. The sea is over the other side of that bank. So I don't think we're actually going to see it today, unfortunately, because I think we're turning inland a little bit up here. So I'll put you on the bars and we'll press on. I'll speak to you in a bit. See you in a bit. Coming up for 66 miles. I'm starting to feel it a bit now. I'm actually starting to get really tired. That's probably because of the very quick turnaround after a night shift. But I'm really enjoying it. It is bloody hot now, really hot. And well, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see that, but I'm absolutely covered in salt crystals, so I'm gonna have to make sure when I get back to the car that I have something to eat and something to drink, because otherwise, sorry, just got to a really busy road, otherwise I'm going to really start cramping up. But anyway, I'll get across this road and I'll speak to you in a bit. It is really busy here, so I'll see you in a bit. See you in a bit.
you.
Congratulations.
Oh, cheers, mate. Oh,
There you go.
oh,
I'll put it on.
Can you get it on?
Oh, no, not really.
Oh, no, it's all right. That's fine. That's fine. So I'm now on the A11, having had to negotiate Norwich, which I didn't really want to do, but for some reason the sat nav took me out through that way. But oh yeah, I'm on the A11 now. I'm going to head down to Thetford and kind of back that way. So yeah, the ride was actually really good. It was, I think they lied to us that it was billed as 75 miles, but it was actually near on 78 by the time we'd finished. But it was really good. It was really well organised. There were a lot of people on it. They actually did 4 rides, so they did a family route, and then I think there was a 50, a 75 and 100. But yeah, it was really good. I mean, the road surfaces were pretty decent. I mean, there were some sketchy bits. You might have seen already that there were a couple of bits that were flooded completely, and there was a lot of, I think I said earlier that when I was out on the bike, there was a lot of kind of sandy gravel that had been washed down onto the roads, obviously because of the rain, but that was a little bit tricky, certainly on the corners. It made it quite unstable and a bit loose, but I stayed up, so there was no issues there, but I was just a little bit wary of that, sort of going around the corners a bit too quickly. But I think it was actually a personal best for me, so I did it in a rolling time of about 4 hours 35, 4 hours 40, which is the quickest 75 mile ride I've done. When I did the ride London, I got over 70 miles in 4 hours 10, but that was completely different because obviously it was a closed road event, so I wasn't having to slow down for cars and junctions and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really happy with this one. I mean, probably the last 8 to 10 miles were tough because it was right into a headwind. Although it wasn't really blowing, it was still enough. After that amount of time, it was still enough to sort of make the legs hurt. So yeah, but it was good. You know, I am tired. I said that at the beginning of the video because I had the kind of quick change around from nights to days yesterday, and I was up quite early this morning, so I certainly won't be long to bed tonight. So but yeah, so I did really enjoy it. I am really aching now, massively dehydrated because, I mean, you probably can't see, but my bib shorts have got salt crystals. I can actually feel the salt on my hands, and my gloves were getting sort of white patches. So I've obviously been doing a lot of sweating. I have kind of replaced a lot of the fluids, and I've got my bottle here which I'm going to drink on the way home. But that was quite tough. I mean, I can actually feel the salt on my head now as well. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I think, what you expect in this kind of heat, doing that kind of riding. You know, sort of 77, near on 78 miles in this heat is going to make you sweat a bit. So, but anyway, so got the medal, and it's actually I'm doing this because I'm in really slow traffic at the moment. I know I shouldn't, but it's a spinny, so that's pretty good, and it's a nice metal one as well, which is obviously more than the Ride London one, which was kind of a bit of flimsy old balsa wood, which was a bit disappointing. But yeah, so the next filmed ride will be over on the Isle of Wight to do the lap of the island, so that will be coming up soon. And then following that, I'm going to look to do a couple of sportives towards the back end of the year. But failing that, it will be local rides. I think, you know, sportives wise, we're probably getting close to the end of the season, sort of in September now. Obviously we're now in the middle of August, so you know, once we get September and get into October, a lot of those are going to be tailing off because of the weather. So but I'll aim to get potentially one more done before the season closes out. So but yeah, the next one will be the Isle of Wight, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be, I mean, it's a shorter distance than the one I've done today, but it's a lot hillier, so it's going to be a bit more of a challenge. The good thing about the Isle of Wight is that because I've done that route a couple of times before, I sort of know it and I know what to expect. But hopefully it'll be a decent day. Obviously I don't really want it too hot, but yeah, so thanks for watching this one. I will now concentrate on the driving because it's getting really busy and it looks like there's going to be some cones coming up and a sort of single lane. I think everybody's kind of filtering in at the moment, so I haven't got a clue how long it's going to take me to get home. The way this is going, it could be hours and hours, but I will see you on the next one. So thanks again. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see you on the Isle of Wight. See you in a bit.